The chat is already popping. Our apologies. We're a couple of minutes late. We had to get all of our ducks in a row. What's good, everybody? Welcome into the fastest going remote YouTube show in the world. We call it the Coach and Bro Show. And on this show, we don't break down Raw and SmackDown by the segment. We'll let everybody else do that for 5 hours. No, we break down the business of wrestling and also the biggest storylines and what we feel is really happening. And with every passing show, we're growing. We're setting records for our own growth, and nobody's telling us that we're wrong, which means we're right. We've got a lot of topics to get into. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button on the way in. It really helps the show grow. But I'm only half of the show. And this man, I can't even believe we get to track him down. I can't even believe he's got time in his busy schedule for little old us. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the creative director. He's the investor. He's everything for JCW Lunacy Wrestling. And also the bro side of the Coach and Bro, Mr. Russo. Good afternoon,
Coach. Talk to me. Can you be my therapist for a second?
I would love to, Vince.
Okay.
Where are we starting today? I hate that we have to start the show and you need my help.
I gotta ask you a question.
Okay, please.
How in God's good name am I on the road again, Coach? How Coach, please. I just came off 3 grueling days. How did that happen, Coach? Can you tell me, please?
All right, so I need to kind of unpack a few things to see where the issues are. Is it on the way to the airport? Are you feeling some kind of way?
Yes.
Okay, so as you're going through security and you realize you just lost an entire day traveling, do you feel some kind of way?
Yes.
So when you get on the plane, you realize you're not working for Vince and you're sitting in coach. Do you feel some kind of way?
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, Coach. I have to tell you this. You know how I'm always putting Violent J over?
Oh, like $1 million.
Coach, you know I worked for Vince. You know I worked for WCW. You know yes. I worked for Dixie Carter.
Yes.
Violent J is the only one who does not put me in coach. How about that, Coach?
Wow. So you get first class tickets?
The only time I've ever gotten them in my life. Okay?
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about with Violent J. That's what I'm talking about. I'll tell you where it really hit me, Coach.
Okay.
And you'll appreciate this, Coach. Coach, I go to the airport on Friday. I've got an 11:30 flight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm supposed to be at the building at 3. 11:30 becomes 12:30. 12:30 becomes 1:30. 1:30 becomes 2:30. Coach, I get to the building after 7. The show starts at 8. Okay. To add to that, Coach, you'll appreciate this, man. You know, Coach, it's been like 50, 60 degrees here in Colorado. So now I'm so pissed off. I'm supposed to be there at 3 o'clock. I land. It's about 7 o'clock. Now I leave the airport in Milwaukee. Coach, it's 35 degrees below zero. 35 degrees. I walk that freaking wind in my face. I'm like, how did this happen? Why am I back here, Coach?
There's nothing worse than when you're, and I used to curse the bookers at WWE when they would book us north of Chicago in December and January. I was like, just one time I wanted them to travel just one loop, and they would never put us in the north again. So why is his bookers booking north of Chicago?
ICP, they're Detroit. They're Detroit, man. So
it's close.
We went from Milwaukee, then we had a show in Milwaukee, then we had a show in Detroit. That's their stomping grounds, Coach. But I do want to say this.
Yes.
I do want to say okay, Violent J just texted me, and I'm like, is he listening to this show? Did I just let the cat out of the bag?
All the other talent, they're calling him right now. I don't get first class plane tickets. What are you doing?
Yeah, okay, never mind. All right, let's get past that.
Okay.
Coach, I want people to understand me. I want to make a statement because I want everybody on this show to understand me and Coach. Now, guys, you have heard me say, listen, wrestling has lost me as a viewer. Make no bones about it. I have not watched an AEW show in 5 years, and WWE has lost me on a viewer. Here's what you hear me say all the time. Bro, when I turn on the show, I feel like I'm watching amateurs. I feel like I'm watching people with a dream who wanted to be professional wrestlers, and somehow, some way, there they are on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. And you can tell, guys, let me tell you something. You could tell pros from people trying to be wrestlers. It's night and day. Here's why I bring this up, Coach, because this is what pisses me off. People think me and Coach kid about the politics and, oh, it really can't be that bad. And, oh, Finn Balor can't really be up Triple H's ass that far. Okay, all that crap. Okay, all that crap that we got to hear. Well, hear me out.
Okay.
For the first time last night, I worked with Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth
together.
Yeah. Well, they didn't
together.
work. They were on the show. Both of them
were
on
the show. Okay. Okay.
For the first time, I got to see these guys in the back. For the first time, I got to see these guys going over their match. For the first time, I got to see these guys in the ring.
Yep.
And as I am watching both of these guys, I am saying these are effing pros.
Pros. Capital P.
These are pros through and through. And that's when I ask myself the question, how do these guys get released by the WWE and get replaced by NXT wrestlers who are greener than grass and will never, ever be over? That's what I want to know. I am watching these guys. These are pros, guys. These are the major league players. And these are the guys that are getting released for these NXT amateurs that will never be as good as these guys are. I want to know why, Coach. I want to know why.
Well, I think the reason... I think we all know the reason, and we're the only show that talks about it. And at some point, somebody's going to push back. Somebody's going to say Vince and Coach are wrong. But the reason they don't say that, Vince, is because we are right, because it's all about politics. Do you know what I did today on Off the Ropes on SiriusXM? I basically said, I got to talk about this Rock $80 million thing and the power struggle that is obviously going on. And Vince, for whatever reason, common sense has been lost in pro wrestling. What I mean is, it's obvious what's going on, but yet nobody wants to say it because they're like, no, well, we're assuming. It's common sense. And Vince, it's common sense if guys like Matt Cardona, who is making more money outside of the WWE than he was inside, and Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, he's my partner on Off the Ropes Radio. He's amazing. His mind for the business, you worked with him last night. Is he not one of the smartest dudes you've ever been around?
They're unbelievable, Coach. And that's the problem, what you just said. They're smarter than the people they're working for. That's the kiss of death. The kiss of death, Coach.
And this is what I don't understand, is that I watch a lot of leadership videos now. You know, on your algorithm, you'll get them all coming through, because I have like 20 years where I just want to grow as big as we can grow. And to do that, you got to be a great leader. And so the one thing that is universal about all these videos that I watch is surround yourself with people who are better than you are. Surround yourself with people who are better than you are. So why, if you are at the top, like the creative, like TKO, would you not want to have the people that are actually as good, if not better than you are when it comes to the thought process? Why would you not want them around?
And Coach, let me throw 2 other names in there. Yep. Okay. Actually, let me throw 3 other names in there. Okay. Mr. Anderson, who is still in tremendous shape and an unbelievable performer. Freaking James Storm, who I worked with 23 years ago. Triple H wanted to start James Storm in NXT. And James was like, are you out of your freaking mind? That's why he didn't go there. And freaking Vito LaGrasso, who's stealing the show at JCW, and they put him in a dress. And then you guys wonder why I sit here and I am so critical of these people. This is why, guys, because it's all political BS, bro. And I've been seeing this since my very first day in the business. When you have this kind of talent, okay, performing at the level they are, and you turn on WWE, Raw, and SmackDown, and you see kids who don't have a clue, don't sit there and tell me it's not political. I don't want to hear it, Coach.
What is this right here, Vince? What's that?
That's a thumb. Thumb on him. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I don't want to hear it, guys.
It is as long as you can dominate, and really listen, guys, to what we're saying here. As long as you can dominate these young kids who, when you watch LFG and you watch all these shows, are just like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm here. They're going to always do what they want for a minimal amount of money. NXT right now, they're making maybe $500 a week tops. That's $26,000 a year. That's why they're not bringing some of these cats up, because they don't want to pay them $350 or $400.
Yeah.
And to what you're talking about, Vince, when you're making, I think this is where a lot of you're starting to see a shift, because no longer can we just say, because of the TV deals, the $9 billion, the $3 billion, that can't equate to success forever, can it? It's got to be about the storylines and sustainability and ratings, because the money's already there, which we've talked about many times. The only show.
Right.
And so they're working from the back to the front instead of the front to the back. And when you do that and you're trying to cut corners at every time, where are you cutting corners, Vince? Fireworks, different things. But what's the biggest corner cut? Talent. And you're sacrificing. I have this right here. I'm going to show everybody. So this is, I don't know if you can make it out, but I was taking notes because I was watching SmackDown. And Vince, SmackDown, it was a little convoluted because, real quick, before we get, it's such a fire start. Real quick, tell the people how they can be a part of the show. I completely forgot.
Oh yeah, guys, be a part of the show. Join in on the conversation. You guys have been a part of the show from day one through a super sticker or a donation. If it's over $5 or $10, what's the rule? $10 they go on.
We'll read $5. We're going to do, because we don't have a show Thursday unless you want to work Christmas Day, Vince.
Let's not
I don't think you do.
Let's not get panicky. Let's not get panicky.
So I'm feeling in the giving mood, and we're going to do a Wheel of Doom today.
Great.
But Wheel of Doom, to get on, it's $10 or more, and then you can win a free piece of merchandise from our merch store at the end of the show, and you have to be watching live.
Yes, and for $5, we'll bring you up on the screen and answer your question, correct?
1,000%. Okay. And any other ones, we'll just throw them up there and people can read them, but we don't read them. So it's 3 different levels. All right. So SmackDown, and this is, I thought about this as they're doing this talent-friendly, new WWE. And what do we always say? What is our base model? WWVD, right?
Yes.
What would Vince do?
Yep.
Tonight's December 22nd, right? The only time I can ever remember being off for a Christmas holiday was we would do the show like the day after. But to not be on the road, Vince would never have allowed that. So tonight's already been taped. So Vince, last Monday, they taped SmackDown first. And then they did Monday Night Raw live. Okay? Then Friday, they taped both Raw for tonight and SmackDown for this coming Friday. So you had 3 taped shows and 1 live. Make sense?
I'm not going to let Coach sit there and soil the good name of the WWE and their talent. Coach, yes, you don't think with all the house shows they're doing all year round, with all the house shows and all the dates they're doing all year round, you don't think these people are entitled to be off for a couple of weeks for Christmas, Coach? With the house shows, the 250 to 300 dates a year. You don't think they deserve the last 2 weeks of the year, Coach? Humbug. Coach, give me a humbug. Give me a bah humbug, Coach.
Humbug, Vince. Bah humbug.
Come on, Coach.
I thought the same damn thing. I'm sitting to myself going, they're not doing any house shows. So all you would have been asking them to do
Yes.
is this.
Yep.
Travel Sunday, Monday the 22nd, you're home the 23rd. You don't miss Christmas Eve. You don't miss Christmas Day. If you want to take SmackDown, okay. Or you could move it to Saturday 1 week and air Saturday and still do it live. Vince believed in live. And in the days of social media right now, Vince, I wrote down all the finishes.
Mm-hmm.
I know already what's happened. And last week, because I have this open, there's a couple of things I need to hit on because you're involved. And I don't even know if you realize this, Vince. So they taped SmackDown last week. And it was a fight off, what are they called? Off-site, which I love those. We used to do them all the time.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Right. And they actually put a phone down and taped the interview. Cody shows up. It's Drew. It's a whole big thing. And everybody knows how much we love Drew. And we like Cody too. But Vince, right before that, a different wrestling show kind of did the same thing. Yeah. So I get this tweet today, and it says, Coach, is WWE taking creative from Vince Russo's JCW lunacy? In JCW Lunacy, episode 60, Russo swerves Violent J. Big Vito has a cameraman record his phone call for documentation. On SmackDown, Nick Aldis meets with Drew McIntyre to document everything and make sure it's all caught on camera. Vince, is WWE already stealing your ideas?
Coach, they should. They should. I give them credit. I give them credit for stealing my. You guys better do something. So watch the show and steal my ideas, because here's the bottom line. You can watch my show. You can steal my ideas. Guys, you're never going to pull them off the way I do. Okay, so I am not worried about that at all. As a matter of fact, I'll put a great idea out there. You'll steal it and you'll butcher it to death, which makes me look even smarter than I am. So knock yourselves out. Knock yourselves out, guys.
I tell people, when you're a great idea person, years ago when I started doing my sports betting stuff, there were a bunch of marketing guys at Caesars. They were like the sports book of record at CBS. And I remember one of the guys called. He goes, Coach, you remember that big boom in 2018 when sports betting became big? Then it's kind of gone through a lull, and they're trying to rebrand things. This guy calls me. He goes, Coach, we're all on the chopping block. All of us are on the chopping block. What do I do? I said, hey, listen, I got a million ideas. Here's 4 or 5 of them. Go ahead, use them. Don't even worry about it. I can do this all day.
Right.
How many of those ideas do you think they use, Vince?
Probably none, because they're stupid.
So how many of those 10 people got the axe?
All of them. All of them.
Every single one of them. And I told the guy, I said, I'm not an I told you guy, because I've made my mistakes too. But as I start to move, I know exactly what I need to be doing. I said, why would you guys not try one of those? He's like, Coach, I have no answer for you.
Yeah.
I don't. I said, if your backs are against the wall, try something.
Yeah, I told you, Coach, how long have I been saying they should be tapping into AI? How long have I been saying that?
For a long time. So, Vince, I got an argument with a couple of fans, which I don't know why I continue to do it on. I keep thinking at some point the switch is going to flip. At some point, the fans are going to stop acting like they're the know-it-alls, and they come here for a reason, right? We're not there yet. And I said that SmackDown and Raw is really, really light on talent because of the Cody Drew thing. Somebody says, how can you say that, Coach? It's this. I said, okay, let's have a little experiment. So I want to throw out to you, Vince, and get your reaction to this. So right now on SmackDown, I wrote down.
You set me up like this. You set me up like this because then I give you my reaction and I get myself in trouble, Coach. You totally set me up. I just want you to know I know you're setting me up. So go ahead, Coach.
True. All right. And we have a ton of super stickers, I promise. We'll get to 1 million super stickers already, Vince. All right. So I looked and I said, I wrote down how many people on SmackDown could be legitimately, because what do you always teach me and our audience? That everything has to be what? Logical?
Oh, everything.
Realistic?
Everything starts and ends with logic. Everything.
So how many people legitimately are on the level of Cody and Drew, that you could take Drew out and put somebody else in. So I
No.
watched the last 2 SmackDowns, all of them straight through. I came up with one person that's on the show right now on SmackDown. Well, sort of. Solo. That's it.
I swear to God, that's the first person that came to my mind. That is the first person that came to my mind.
And so the person I was arguing with said, "Oh, what about Obafemi, Coach?" I said, "Obafemi is not called up yet."
From Star Wars? From Star Wars?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
And I said, exactly. I said, you can't count an NXT star who's not on the main roster yet.
No.
And I said, guess what? During my first full-time run, we had over 20 guys. They said, prove it. So, Vince, I actually did. This is a list of guys that if Cody and Drew were today on the shows back then, this is how many. You ready for this?
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Ready for this?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Reel them off. Go ahead.
Here we go. Big Show, JBL, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, Kane, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Booker T, Goldberg, Hogan, WrestleMania 18, Edge, Christian, Hardys, Dudleys, Kofi, Brock, Mark Henry, Shelton Benjamin.
You didn't even mention Jericho.
Didn't even mention Jericho.
Jericho was in that mix, right?
Yeah. So that's over 20.
That
was just off the top of my head. I was writing down as fast as I could go.
That's insane.
And they want to argue with us that they have a deep roster?
That's insane. It's insane.
Is that crazy?
That's insane. It's literally insane. Insane.
Right there. Right there.
Jeez.
Do some work, guys. Do some work. All right. We've got a bunch of super stickers we got to get to. And if you have a question or a comment, it is what it is. All right. So, Vince, first one, Trader Chris, you will be on the Wheel of Doom at the end of the show because I'm done watching WWE until it's exciting again to me. My enthusiasm and consumer confidence in competent storytelling payoffs died at Saturday night's main event. We'll keep Coach and Bro around, though. The great one, hashtag UCME. Vince, I feel like there's a shift going on right now, and people like Trader Chris are starting to realize not just that we're phenomenal and our show is very honest, but also the longer they go, and I'm sure you saw it, we don't read dirt sheets, and we don't give them any time at all. But Vince, it's starting to get out there. Is Triple H in hot water?
You know, I want to, I want to mention. So I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. Go ahead.
I want to mention. I want to jump in here before producer man took this down, or else I would have forgot. I want to mention something very important. Trader Chris is saying here: my enthusiasm and consumer confidence in competent storytelling and payoff started at Saturday night main event. Guys, this is going right back to what I said at the beginning of the show. I just witnessed in person for the first time Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona. Okay, now, if these two thoroughbreds are on my roster, we're creating characters, we're creating story, they're going to the moon. Guys, all the years Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona were at WWE, name one storyline they were in. Give me one. Guys, this goes back longer than you think. The reason they're no longer there is because obviously Triple H and the WWE thought they were expendable. Well, why were they expendable? Because you never created characters for them. Coach, this isn't an overnight problem. We could probably go back at least a decade. At least 10 years when no new stars were being created. And like I said, when you got guys like this and you can't give them a character or a storyline, you know what, bro? They shouldn't be working there. They should be out on their own doing their own thing.
They really should. You bring up a great point because Nick and I talk all the time, and we're only on Wednesdays right now, but I'm praying that we expand out to 2-3 days a week because he's so phenomenal. And every now and then he'll get on a tangent, and he'll start talking about back when he had the run with Cena, and he'd be standing out in the hallway waiting to pitch to Vince a storyline. It wouldn't be listened to because of whatever reason. And it all kind of started. And I don't want to harp on Triple H because personally I like him a lot. And as a performer back in the day, very few were better than him. But the minute he started walking in to our production meetings and he started dictating storylines, it was either his buddies, people that he liked, And now, as he's the head of creative, because somebody pointed it out to me today, they said, Coach, Triple H, everybody says he replaced Vince. Vince had 2 jobs. He was CEO and he was head of creative. Now you've got Nick Khan, who's basically the CEO, and all Triple H is head of creative. So if that's the case, why aren't we getting invested? And all of our time is spent with creative, with the writers writing these storylines. Because at the end of the day, TKO, what they don't understand, because they're not wrestling people, that if you don't start doing this, Vince, then all of a sudden, what's going to happen? Yep. This is going to happen. Yep. And then other places like JCW or TNA perhaps, or wherever, they are going to write storylines. And eventually it's not going to happen in a week, a month, maybe even a year. But in the next 5 years, that could happen. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't create storylines, Vince, the casual's not coming. AEW has been within 3,000 either way is their rating every single week. Yeah. So what does that tell you?
It's the same exact audience. And guys, we Coach and I talk about the casual fan, and this isn't just the casual wrestling fan we're talking about. We're talking about a casual television viewer. And yes, everybody watching this show, bro, if you start watching the show, and I watched the first week and the second week and the third week, bro, you're either going to continue watching that show or they're going to lose you. Why do they lose you, bro? There's no interesting characters. There's no good storylines going on. That's what we're talking about, Coach. And that's why the only people watching these shows are the die-hard wrestling fans, and that's why it's the same number every week.
Which brings us to tonight. And tonight is the first big show after the reveal of Austin Theory as the Masked Man. He's the biggest storyline in the last 2 or 3 months of the year. Would that be accurate?
I would guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
the attempt at it. The attempt at it. Let's say that.
Yeah,
we'll say that.
Thank you. Okay, so, clarify that for me. Okay, I got it.
If you have that and you've got the Vision, which we believe will be the number one faction in all of 2026, and you roll them out, Vince, at Survivor Series, and then you learn on, I lose track of the shows, Raw last week, you have to have a live show tonight. Because now I already know that Paul Heyman is talking to Austin Theory. I already know that Paul Heyman is talking to the Bron Bons to decide if Austin Theory can be a part of the Vision. So if that's part of the storyline and you want the casuals to go, man, what's going to be the future of the Masked Man and Austin Theory? If I already know it, then what happens tonight, Vince?
Well, here's guys, this is what Coach is saying. This can either work against you or for you, okay? When you got a tape show, guys, trust me, I wrote tape shows. Coach was in 1 billion tape shows. Trust us. Here's how it works, you or against you. Coach, if the show is taped, the results are out there. So you're going to read the results and you're going to say one of two things. Either, holy shit, I gotta watch this show, or this show is the drizzle and shits. I ain't watching this show. Gabish? So, guys, that's why if you know it's a tape show, you've got to write something. You know it's going to be reported on, and you've got to have people sitting there say, holy shit, they did what? I gotta watch that show tonight. You watch the tape show and come back and report to us if whether or not they did that for you.
WWVD. If Vince would have got a $5 billion deal from anybody, it wouldn't have mattered if Jesus Christ was being born. Vince would have done a live show on Monday Night Raw. There would be no tape shows. Period. Certainly not if Thursday was Christmas. $5 billion. Netflix has 2 live football games on Christmas. There's 5 NBA games on Christmas. We're talking about the Monday before Christmas.
Right.
Right? All right, Tyler Balmer says, "Hey Vince, no spoilers, but what do we have to do to get Violent J in a Santa costume in JCW?"
All you have to do is ask him. That's all you
He'll
gotta
put
do.
it on.
He
He'll
will
put
do.
it on.
He will do whatever the Juggalos want him to do. Trust me, bro. There's nothing this guy won't do.
I do like the setup though. I really I like the setup. I like the colors. I like all that.
Yeah.
And again, still a little offended. Haven't been asked. But anyway, let's go to
Hold on for a second. Wait a minute, Coach. I gotta wait. Dave Melt's calling through.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What does Dave want?
He wants to let us know about if the AEW rating isn't up to par this week. He wants to let you know why. Should I patch him through?
Go ahead. Go ahead. He can interrupt my flow.
Go ahead, Dave. You got about 2 seconds. Go.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big number as well.
Coach, hold on. Coach, stop laughing for a second. Coach laughing.
Okay, sorry.
Coach, the ratings come into Vince McMahon.
Yes.
And you're sitting to his right.
Yes.
And Vince McMahon says, Coach,
yeah,
we did a really low number last night.
Mm-hmm.
And you answered Vince with this.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big number as well.
Yeah, what's the reaction of? Can you imagine we're using Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as an excuse for bad wrestling ratings? Can you imagine? That's a real thing.
Oh my God.
Coach, can you imagine?
No. Well, yes, I can, because there's people that still pay for that stuff. So it is what it is. I think my background is bad right now for this show. I hate it. Nothing's worse than that. Nothing's worse than that. Oh my God, stop. Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right. Hashtag K_G92. Hollywood Haley J is my favorite JCW girl, and I'm a gentleman. Is that your champion right now, by the way?
Oh God. And I have to tell you guys, man, if you want to know if 22, 23-year-olds can be over, if you even want to know if that's possible, you need to watch Haley J and you need to watch Kerry Morton.
She can talk too. She was on guest commentary, wasn't she, last week?
She's unbelievable. Coach, I don't know how she does it at her age. It blows me away every time I'm with her. It blows me away.
Wow. Yeah. It seems like you got a really nice base going right now. You got a really nice base.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bradley Beams just wants to support the show, so thank you, Bradley Beams, for the super sticker. Blue John Chelsea. Triple H has been the biggest politician since the 90s, and he's ruined wrestling. Vince, your thoughts and what can be done about it?
Guys, I will tell you an instant that I will never forget, and it's kind of when I saw a turn in Triple H. Coach, we were doing the program with DX and The Nation, and it was going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I'll never forget when Triple H didn't want to do a job for D'Lo Brown. And I knew right then and there, okay, here we go. And now here we are 30 years later, 25 years later, whatever it is.
You know what? We find, you and I think part of the reason our show has become a success and it's growing every single week is we're not the same, but we do find humor in a lot of things. And we also remember that wrestling is not life or death. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a wrestling show. We have a lot of fun with it. And so sometimes there's irony in things that happen. Okay. And we're not going to get into the details of it, but Mick Foley last week, Legend has a Legends deal, it's running out. And one of the great superstars of all time, never the most athletic, certainly had to work a certain way, had to be very hardcore. We all know Mick Foley. So Donald Trump, our president, did something, put something out there, don't even care what it was. So Mick was offended. And he's like, because of how close WWE is to the president, and he's doing this, I'm done. And he's been getting a lot of support, saying, listen, good for standing on what you believe in. Good for that. Do you know where Triple H was today? Like 2 days after that happened. Did you see the videos today?
I did not see the videos today because I was traveling, so tell me.
So like 6 months ago, they started this health thing with the president, and it's Bryson DeChambeau, the famous golfer, Triple H, and a couple other famous people. So today they were at the White House with the president and telling people what they can do during the holidays to stay in shape, not put the pounds on, and basically just be a part of this program. And what are the odds of Hunter being at the White House 2 days after Mick Foley says, I'm done. I'm done.
Listen, man, people can say what they want, about, mixed stance and whatnot. But this is what I don't understand, because I'm going to look at the WWE's, side of things. Coach, you and I know the minute you pick a side, you're splitting your audience in half. And I don't know. I don't understand. I never talk about politics. Coach, Coach, you know what I always talk about? This is what I always talk about. In my era, when I grew up with my parents, okay, you were always taught respect the seat. No matter who's in the seat. That's how I was taught. So to me, no matter who's in the seat, hey, we the people voted for who's in the seat. At the end of the day, that's always been my mindset. Whoever's in the seat, I'm going to support. But the WWE has clearly chosen a side. And listen, Mick Foley is one person turning his back. I just don't know why you would do that when you know you're going to split your audience.
My dad's a United Methodist pastor, and it's usually politics and religion. My son is very, very religious, goes to church. He's only 15. And he'll every now and then be like, I don't agree with that. And he'll be very vocal about it. I'm like, son, that person may not agree with you. Yeah. And so you've got to respect his opinion, especially when you're talking about religion and politics. It happened at ESPN for about 5 years. They let several of their talents be vocal about the politics, COVID, all that kind of stuff. And it became there were people that were fired because of it. And I was like, why would you ever? I was at ESPN almost 11 years. I love sports. That's why I went there. That's why I worked there. I love wrestling. I love sports. That's why I do this. I could give two shits about political stances. I don't know what a Democrat is. I don't know what a Republican is. I know that's ridiculous when teams win a national championship. And Vince, as far back as I can remember, you win, you get to go to the White House.
Yeah.
You don't go to the president. Yeah. You go to the White House.
Right.
And then when these teams go, nope, I'm not going. I'm like, oh, in 30 years, 10 years, you're going to regret that.
Yeah.
Not having the picture, not going to have the moment. It's just, some people, they just get, we love to talk wrestling and have a good time. That's where I leave it. Where I leave it.
I got bad news.
Oh no. Did Dave call you again?
Tonight's Monday night, right?
It is.
And Raw's on tonight?
It is.
I got very bad news.
Oh no.
And the only other thing that beat him was a Hallmark movie.
Coach, can you imagine Vince McMahon in our time getting beat by a Hallmark movie?
No.
Let's be serious for a second. If a Hallmark movie beat the wrestling rating, would Vince McMahon not fire everybody in the building?
I once saw him lose his mind. This is a shoot.
Yeah.
He lost his mind when I was on the plane a lot with him, and he would his blinders, he would never look forward and never look back.
Yeah.
So back in the day when we were on USA, they had the Westminster Dog Show.
Oh, that used to drive him freaking nuts. Nuts, Coach. Nuts.
And USA would not move it off of Monday nights.
Nuts.
So they would put Raw at 11, or it would be Tuesday, whatever it was.
Yes.
I was there when he was like, right. I can't even remember what the storyline was, but they reminded him, oh, Vince, next week we're on tape at 11. Didn't mean we taped the show. You just did it and they ran it at 11.
Yes.
And he lost his mind.
Yes,
Those
I remember that.
Freaking dogs.
Oh, bro, every year. Every year with that.
Every year.
And
oh, my God.
The funny thing would be the wrestling rating would kill the rating of the dog show. So what was the point?
They got a lot of money for that damn talk show.
Yeah, I hope so,
really
man.
do. Oh my
Oh,
God, that was
geez.
so great.
Yeah.
Let's go to Brian Adams 988. He says, "Hey Vince, I feel bad. I think you should email Vince and offer him a position at JCW. Just make sure you make him audition first."
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Yes,
We
yes.
had a caller today, speaking of this, who said, "Coach, the way things are going," and they kind of brought up our show on my radio show, and they said it would not be that crazy. It was the same caller that said that Triple H is not doing both jobs. And they said, in this day and age, would it be so crazy if Triple H left the WWE and went to another organization and tried to help run it to beat the place that pushed him out or said that he couldn't do it? Would that be so crazy right now? I don't think Tony Khan would ever do that. But
I'll tell you why I think it would
okay,
be crazy. I'll tell you
okay.
exactly why I think it would be crazy. Because I think Triple H would know he couldn't do it. And if he didn't do it,
Oh,
it would
wow.
make him look bad. I swear to God, honestly, Triple H has to be looking at the same thing that we're looking at. And if he went somewhere else and didn't perform for somebody else, now there's no question about it.
Man, that's so fascinating, and it's a real conversation. And as I talk through it today with the whole Rock and Triple H situation, because I was able to today kind of put it out on the table, because The Rock has made $80 million, and I said there is a power struggle going on. You and I have talked about it many, 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 many times here on this show. That all you have to do is look at what's happening, and Vince, if somebody paid you, let's say Coke, since the beginning of 2024, paid you $80 million, and you're one of the biggest athletes of all time for Coke or Nike, would you have to, or would you even have to think about putting out tweets, social media posts to support that company throughout some of their biggest things? Would that even be a thought?
Let me go down another road, because
Okay.
this is exactly how I feel about JCW. And there is probably nobody in that company doing more social media about JCW than me. Nobody in that company. And let me tell you why. And this is why Coach's point is dead on. Guys, it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with what they're paying me. You know what it has to do with? I believe in them. Do you think if I did not believe, here's what would be happening if I did not believe in JCW. Here's what would be happening, Coach. I would be collecting their money and not supporting it.
That's it.
That's exactly what I would be doing. I do what I do, guys, because I believe in it. For Rock not to make any comments on social media, he is clearly saying, I don't believe in this product, and I'm not going to put my reputation on the line. Nobody can argue with that. There is no argument, guys. If he believed in it and he's making this kind of money, what Coach is talking about, he's out there every single day, Coach, waving the flag. That's what he's doing. But, bro, it sounds to me like he really doesn't want to be associated with the product right now.
1,000%. And I quote tweeted one of those places that reported on the 80 million. And I'm always going to stand on the side of The Rock. Everybody knows I love him. Everybody knows I think he's the most entertaining. I think he has the biggest heart. Is he a little egotistical? We all are. We all are that have gotten to that level. But you know the responses I got to, because I've been quoted by every dirt sheet out there today. Former WWE, you know how it goes. But not one person has said, oh, I think Coach is wrong. The only responses I got, Vince, that were pushing back were like, Coach, every board of directors that for any company, they don't go out and tweet about that company.
Oh,
and I'm like, are we that dumb?
Come on.
This is not any other company. This is a sports entertainment company. This is a promotional company, a wrestling promotion. Rock is one of the biggest talents within that promotion of all time. It's not some businessman who was an accountant that got asked to be on the board of directors of Amazon. Yeah. That's not what this is. Yeah. So when Rock came on, what did he do in year one, Vince? For those people who go, oh, what did he do in year one when he came back on the board of directors? 12-minute videos on Instagram.
It was all over the place.
All over the place.
And what did we see? He was excited about it.
Very excited about it.
Yes.
And now, and the only thing I can think of is because when you have a conversation on radio or here, we want to give all perspectives. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's the acting thing, that there are still people who vote for the Golden Globes, and he's up for a Golden Globe, so which means he's probably going to be up for an Oscar for Smashing Machine. And sometimes you get paranoid. And 20 years ago, Vince, his agent said you got to completely disengage from wrestling because those people will never take you seriously. And I'm wondering if maybe that's a little bit of it, that now that he has a chance to be recognized as a legitimate actor, that he doesn't want to let anything spoil that. Is that fair?
I think that's fair, Coach, but I'm gonna stick to this, man. I really think this is it because you guys know this started last WrestleMania when he felt this should have been him and Roman, and people threw on their pink bathrobes, whatever they did, and the next thing you know, they're crapping on Rock's idea. And Rock even said, okay, maybe I'm wrong, Coach. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're right. Maybe Cody needs to tell a story. So Rock went along with it.
Yep.
But now we're doing it a second time. Bro, when you're now doing it a second time to The Rock, if you don't think The Rock's not saying to himself, you know what, guys? You asked me twice. I told you what I thought. You did what you wanted to do anyway. Good luck. And if that was Rock's mindset, Coach, he certainly is not going to back it. He's not going to promote it, and he's not going to believe in it.
So let's take, if what you say is true, let's take the acting stuff out of it. And for those that say, oh, no, I mean, he's on the board of directors. He's not. And we say 2024. Oh, but that's different now. Okay. Vince, you remember episode 1 of Unreal?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that show?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when they put the 6 little boxes and Triple H said he had to clear stuff with,
Yep.
Remember, who was one of those 6 boxes that he had to clear it through?
It was Rock.
Oh, it was
Mm-hmm.
The Rock. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So which means that The Rock was involved
Yep.
in storylines and them running it past him, correct?
We saw Rock, Cody, and Hunter laying it out. We saw that. They showed them laying it out.
They did?
Yes.
What? Wait a sec. How did we miss that then, but the wrestling fans did not? You guys got to understand. That's what's going on. Come on. It happens in wrestling. Yeah. 2 guys that don't get along. You got one guy. I was sitting there at the table when Stephanie said, here's to Triple H on his first major motion picture, the first of many. He had one. He doesn't like that Cena, Rock, Batista have legitimate acting careers. That's been well documented. So you wonder why they screwed over John Cena during his retirement tour? It's deep. It's deep. But Vince, people that were not there, that were not sitting at the tables, that were not in those rooms like I was, like the night when Rock came back to work with me and Eugene, he goes, I said, this is going to go long. Really? Who's on the crossover? Which the crossover, if it's 20 minutes, if somebody else goes long, it goes 19, 18, 17, 16. That's how it works. I said, Triple H and whoever. He goes, okay, great. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to stop. If it would have been Taker, he would have been like, okay, let's cut this. Let's cut this. As soon as I said Triple H, didn't blink an eye.
And guys, this happens all the time. Let me walk you through this and how this happens. Here's what happens. It's always something political. And it's political. So I've been in this position many, many times. So when it's political, they're not doing it for the right reasons. And it's not the right thing. So if you're smart, here's what you know. And Rock's 10 times smarter than Vince Russo is. Here's what you know. It's political. It's bullshit. It's going to suck. Go ahead and do it. You're going to bury yourself anyway. And I'll be over here. That's exactly it. That is it in a nutshell. And for those that don't want to believe it, they don't want to believe it because they don't want to believe it.
That's it.
That's what it is, guys.
And when this happens, when this happens, we will not sit here on our show and gloat. because that's just not our style.
I was hoping for that, Coach. I was going to say, wait a minute, we didn't discuss this part of it, Coach.
Oh, because we forget about the little ace in the hole that The Rock is walking around with. He's about 5'7". He's got one of the smartest writing minds to ever walk God's great green earth. His name is Brian Gerwitz. I sublet my very first apartment from Brian. Rock took him from the WWE, and he's been writing for his $7 production for the last 20 damn years.
Yep.
And if you don't think Rock doesn't want him in charge of that show, you're out of your mind.
Yep.
That's how good Brian is.
Yep.
That's how good Brian is. I'm telling you right now. Let's go to Reese Bond. It's bad in UK at the minute. I got arrested last week for tweeting Keir Starmer is a bad PM. I made it out in time for JCW. God bless Russo. Don't get arrested. Don't get arrested. My goodness. All right, we've got another one for the Wheel of Doom. Damian Gilchrist, you will be on the Wheel of Doom. With all those guys you spoke about, they are not yes men, which likely piss King of Pops off. Plus, they're creatively smarter than him. Seriously, Y2J would be stupid to go back to WWE unless they paid him $2 or $3 million a year to be an authoritative figure. That's easy money, Vince.
I don't even know if that would be enough. I'm telling you, I think with Jericho, if Jericho's watching like us, Coach, it's got to be that creative control. It's got he can't let Triple H do that to him on his way out. I don't think all the money in the world would be worth it to Chris. Chris doesn't need the money. He has a legacy. Anybody that sees what just happened, man, if you're going to put your last couple of years in Triple H's hands, I don't see Jericho doing it. I just don't.
Unless, Vince, you have the mindset that CM Punk has, that he said in the recent interview, where he says, I don't give a damn if I'm first, last, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to make the same amount no matter what. He just said that. His words.
Yeah.
So if Y2J's who's 55 years old, and when you're 55, you don't want to. I mean, Cena had a 6-pack at 48. Do you know how hard that must have been for him?
God, yeah.
The diet and all that. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to be in shape. It's not fun to stay in shape. I can tell you that. Randy Orton on line 1.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jeff, another person on the Wheel of Doom. Hey, Vince, in the past, what was your favorite WWE storyline you ever wrote? And what was your least favorite for the company? Merry Christmas to you both. Coach, congrats to your daughter. Love that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What was your favorite and your least favorite?
My favorite by far was Rock joining the corporation, because that was a story that built for months and months and months. You'll never see that again. You're not going to see that kind of a story with a writing committee of 18 people. It's never going to happen. And I didn't have a worse storyline, but the worst match was the dog kennel from hell. And we'll talk about that another time, Coach.
That was a bad one. You know what? The one that I call it storyline adjacent is I was there for the Katie Vick storyline. And for people who don't know what it is, go back and look it up. But that was a Triple H production. As a matter of fact, when the crew came back, Vince shooting it that day, they went to a real funeral home. And when they came back, the look on their faces, I will never forget it. I will never forget it. Yeah. They were horrified.
Yeah.
And the only thing that they had to hang their hat on was that they were behind the camera and not in front.
Yes. Yeah.
That might be the worst storyline Vince ever came up with.
People still blame me for that and the Mae Young with the arm. They still insist they still insist I wrote both of those things.
I actually thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I really did. An 86-year-old woman giving birth to a hand. I thought it was kind of funny. I did. She was, people don't know Mae Young. I think she wanted to die doing a move on Monday Night Raw. That's how much she loved it.
I would not doubt that for a second. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
She actually, I believe it was her idea. Well, somebody came up with an idea to powerbomb her off the stage, like Dudley Boys. And they're like, no, she's 86 or 87. And she walked in and said, we're doing it. We're doing it. And so they did it. Remember, they did it? And I remember Bubba Ray was like, he got that glazed look in his eye. Like, I was like, you just powerbombed an 80-some-year-old woman. And she got up and was like, give it to me again. She was amazing. Mae Young was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
All right, another Wheel of Doom. We got a lot of Wheel of Doom so far. Coach, before you read the next part, please have Vince hit his conspiracy theory sound. Okay? Hit that conspiracy theory sound.
I got to get to the page. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay. If Vince is booking JCW, does that mean Meltzer will throw his name in the hat for 2026 Booker of the Year?
Oh, my God. Coach, you want to hear another interesting little story?
Of course.
Are they doing something now called the Dark Carnival or something? The WWE?
Not that I know.
Is there a Dark Carnival match or a Dark Carnival group or something like that?
Not that I know of.
I think they're doing.
Is it? Let's ask the chat. Chat, are they? Let us know.
Chat, tell us if they're doing a Dark Carnival or something like that. Please verify that for me so I can pop Coach here in a second. Go ahead, Coach.
It looks like somebody says, yeah. All right, we'll get. AAA has clowns. I hope not. Vince is one of the Booker that con and AAA. I think they're talking about AAA, maybe.
I don't know. There's some kind of a Dark Carnival match or something like that.
Maybe MFTs. Okay.
Yeah. But
anyway, okay. Let's go to K_. Big Vito has been the most entertaining wrestling character in like forever, and he pays women for pleasure. Straight to the point, my guy.
Wait, what was that? Because it's not. It's not up on the screen. Read that again, Coach.
About Vito and the females on JCW.
Oh yeah.
Right there, straight to the point, my guy.
Yeah.
In a related story,
guys, I am going to tell you, Ron. I'll give you a little tease, Coach. We had Jasmine St. Clair laying out on a couch, and Vito comes in, and I had Vito straddle right on top of our couch. No holds barred. We had to do what we had to do. But anyway, go ahead.
Now you're gonna make me go watch that part of the fast forward
Coach,
straight to that part.
I don't think I told you this, Stroke. Please let me tell you this. Please let me share this with everybody.
Yes.
Please let me share this from everybody. Because, guys, this has been happening since 1995. Trust me. 1995. Coach, this has been happening for 30 years.
Okay.
Coach, when we get our lunacy show back on YouTube, we get a graph. We get a graph that shows us every minute of the show. Okay. Coach, every single show, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. Coach, and guys, I will bring it up and show you. I gotta have Jeff Lane take his email address off of it because he sends it to me. Coach, every single show, when you have a valley, guess what it is?
I'm gonna guess it's a wrestling match.
No matter who's in it, it's a wrestling match.
No matter who.
We get the peak, we're backstage. We get the valley, we're in a wrestling match. We get the peak, we're backstage. Bro, this has been going on since 1995. Coach.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, the highest spike was at the very end of the show. Why? Because if Jasmine's team lost, she had to strip down the bra and panties. And everybody was there for the end of the show. Guys, here's the problem. This has been the pattern since 1995 because the valley and the peaks are the casuals, guys. That's what you're seeing. The peaks are the casual viewers that don't care about the wrestling. As soon as it goes back to wrestling, they turn off. As soon as the match is over, they're watching. Here's the problem, Coach. These statistics have been available for 30 freaking years. The wrestling people don't want to hear it. The wrestling people are going to bury that as deeply as they can because it is clearly showing they are least interested in the wrestling. So they're going to bury that. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to study it. Guys, it has been that way for 30 years.
It's crazy, Vince, too, because to me, The greatest leaders or the great success stories, not just in wrestling, but in general, they take any and all information they can get and use it to their advantage.
Absolutely.
And I continued, the longer we do the show together, the more I'm dumbfounded that all this stuff is out there like this, which honestly I didn't know until you just told me.
Coach,
that they're not using it.
Coach, I don't know if I ever told you this before. Guys, my right hand to God, as we were getting more involved in the Attitude Era and you guys were leaving the building and the beer trucks and everything that we're doing, we're embalming Steve Austin and Coach, Vince McMahon looked at me one day as the Attitude Era is taking off. This is exactly what he said to me. I swear to God. Vince, one day there isn't going to be a wrestling ring on the show. That's what Vince McMahon said to me. One of these days, there's not going to be a wrestling ring on the show.
Wow. It makes more sense why AEW is struggling to raise their ratings.
Yeah.
And this is where I wish Tony Khan had more people around him. And again, I've been very open about it. I don't know what his creative process is, but from what I understand, it's like him and one other person. And people I've talked to who are at AEW events say they don't even really go over the shows with agents before the matches. They just let the talent kind of do their own thing. If that's the case, wow, I can't believe that.
I don't even think they have production meetings over there, Coach.
How do you start your day? There's got to be a start to your day.
When I went to WCW, Coach, my first day on the job, I said, what time's the production meeting? And somebody said to me, what's a production meeting? There were no production meetings when I went there.
See, I see what you're trying to do here, Vince. You're trying to take me off track. You're trying to move away from, yet again, you completely offending me and my career. What am I talking about?
I always put the dong over.
Why would you put my dong over?
Thong.
Oh, dong!
I always put the thong. I tell you, you got a baby's behind. I always tell you that.
I know I have a baby's behind, but if you're doing it, I'm just so confused how you have one of the great talents in the history of wrestling at your disposal. Now, let me take you back very quickly. WrestleMania 19. Seattle, Washington, one of the marquee matchups. On one side, a tag team, Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson. On the other, 15 Seconds of Fame, the Miller Lite Catfight Girls. And who did Vince McMahon come to as the only person that could call it right down the middle? The only person that could handle a bra and panties situation.
Yes, no doubt about it, the coach, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. And you're going to have a situation like that in the early runnings as you're going like this, and you don't think about your boy? You don't think about a bra and panty situation with Jasmine St. Clair, and I'm not a part of it?
Coach, somebody just referred to you in the chat as Coach Dong. Coach Dong. How do you feel about that, Coach?
I mean, it could be worse.
Hey, Coach, here's another thing. I swear to God. See, Coach, they don't want to talk about this shit. Coach, every time you had any type of a fight that was a non-traditional wrestling match, whether it's in a parking lot, whether it's in the back, whether it's in catering, whether something's on a pole, whether there's a cage up, every single time a gimmick or a different location outdrew the traditional matches. Because you know why? To the casual wrestling fan, that's a spectacle. That's a spectacle now. If I'm switching the channel now and all of a sudden, guys are fighting in the graveyard, that's not wrestling. What is this? They don't want to hear this stuff, Coach. They don't, to their own detriment, they don't want to hear any of this stuff.
That's the crazy part, is that they're so stuck behind, we have a $9 billion TV deal.
Yep.
At some point, I've said this probably too many times in the show. Vince McMahon told me, Coach, you can only count your money for so long. Then there's got to be purpose.
Yeah.
Money is just a means to an end. I've learned that as I get older. Do I want to make more? Of course, everybody does. It makes life a little easier. But in the wrestling business, if you are going to stand behind a paycheck for your company and not creative, man, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
By the way, Vince, somebody in the chat said that they watched me on the Girls Gone Wild pay-per-view last week. I didn't even know that still aired.
Yeah. Well, you were promoting it, so I believe them.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I've done a lot of firsts in my career. I've also done a lot of lasts. That was a first and last all at the same time. And by the way, Snoop Dogg was the lead judge on that event. I watched him on the Voice final 2 nights ago wearing a Death Row Records shirt. Vince, if you would have told me 25 years ago when they brought Snoop Dogg into WrestleMania 8 that he would be mainstream and still wearing a Death Row Records shirt on NBC, I would have said, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Do you know NBC just booked him for the Winter Olympics again?
Unbelievable.
You know how much he gets per day?
That's what I was going to ask. The money this guy's made over his career?
$500,000. He was so popular in the Olympics, the last one, him and Kevin Hart, they booked him again, $500,000 a day to just go, hey, dog. Hey, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, you got me in my feels, dog. You got me in my feels.
Good for them, man. Good for them.
All right. We got plenty more to get to. Man, what a fun show today. We're getting a lot of stuff, Vince. Let's go to Nicholas Rosa. You will be on the Wheel of Doom. Vince, after you mentioned JCW, I've been hooked. Last week's cliffhanger was awesome. You got something cooking. Keep that fire burning.
Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That is nice. All right, Varsity VA, you are on the Wheel of Doom. Give me my spot on the wheel. Oh, no, you're not on the Wheel of Doom. Vince, I am now hooked on Lunacy Plus. Who did Drew piss off for him not to be on the show? Everyone have a safe and blessed holiday season. All right, Varsity, you're not on. You're quite the team player. I'm assuming he's talking about Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I would assume, yeah.
I got a little tip, Vince.
Let's hear it.
I got a little tip. He's going to get hosed once again.
Bulletproof.
And you heard it here first. What is it? December 22nd, when they announce night 2 main event for WrestleMania. Without giving the 2 names away, how do I put it? I'll say this. Champion versus part-timer. Champion, part-timer. There's several part-timers. Champion, part-timer. Just put a pin in this right now. I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, I have a feeling we're going to have some new tag team champs next Monday. Just a hunch. Let's see. We got so many. You guys are so supportive. Wow. They're also very competitive, Vince. Clearly, Jimmy Fingers wants to move right to the front of the line. A $50
Jimmy.
super
Wow.
sticker. Now, because we're fair, for every denomination, if you get 20, then you get 2 spots. So Jimmy gets 5 spots
Jimmy,
on the Wheel of Doom.
Odds-on favorite all of a sudden.
All right. Did both of you accept Cena's explanation of his smiling tap out to Gunther? He morbidly compared it to someone being at peace with dying and taking that last breath in peace before they check out. Good explanation, but bad message for the Make-A-Wish fans. Let me start this, Vince, because I thought it was complete bullshit. And I love John Cena. And all the people that heard me say, would it have killed them to literally let them go home happy one night? You don't understand wrestling. Look what Cena said. This was the way he wanted it. So all you idiots, and it's actually some people I respect and I like that also said that on social media against Vince. This is wrestling. Would it have, and just because John Cena said it doesn't mean that it was the right decision, does it?
And I said it, Coach. How do we know Cena didn't say it thinking somebody's going to say, no, John, we're not doing it. You know what I mean? You and then nobody says anything. And now what's he going to say?
Oh my goodness. The art of going home happy. Apparently, maybe I missed it in the 25 years since I've been inside the business for 14 of those. But Vince, I don't remember ever sitting around going, man, that person's his career's over. He's got to lose tonight.
Well, let me ask you this. So tonight's show was taped.
Yes.
What they do with Gunther tonight?
So he cuts a promo. He gets interrupted by CM Punk and Rey Mysterio, and then that leads to a tag team match in the main event.
Who's his partner?
CM Punk. No, the Bronze. Gunther's not even wrestling.
Okay. Did we not give them the benefit of the doubt and say we're going to see how they follow this up? So 2 weeks in a row now, you've had Gunther cut a promo and do nothing else.
And he left last week, the building.
All right. Just saying. Just saying.
We said we'd be cool with it if they made him a killer.
Yep.
And Vince, if you're going to make him a killer, he's got to be on both shows. He's got to go after everybody, babyface and heel. He can't have any friends. That's the only way this thing works. And then they make a T-shirt with Cena on the front and my bitch written on the back.
Yep.
That's what you sell.
Yep.
Because he said right into the camera, did he not? I made him tap like a little bitch.
Yep.
If you're going to use strong words, put it on a T-shirt.
Yep.
Use it over and over and over again.
Yep. We said we'll see how they play this out.
I haven't seen it, but obviously I always go to Bleacher Report. They have the best ones. They grade it and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I read. I read it word for word. Word for word. Estui 3836 says, what do the GMs Nick and Pierce actually do there? Pierce, not so. I'm not a fan of Pierce's character. I think Nick Aldis is really good.
I think. Did you see the sit down with Drew?
Yes.
Did you see freaking Nick's arms in that suit? And this guy's the freaking GM. Like, give me a break. Like, seriously? Did you see the size of Nick Aldis on that promo?
He's amazing. He's amazing. If you have just Estui, a really good authoritative figure, I think is very important in a wrestling show. Because it gives you a somebody in between the owner or the CEO and the talent. I just say, and I did it several times in my career. I loved it, but it's got to be believable. It's got to be somebody that can cut a promo. I think Nick Aldis can. And Adam Pearce, from all I know, is a very, very good guy. Nice guy. Never met him, at least that I remember. And whenever I see these, he puts out a lot of God is good promos. They don't mix well with wrestling for me. Either be the guy on Raw, and if you're going to have Becky, then make it believable. They did the whole, talking to each other on social media. I don't like to insult anybody when it comes to that, but Nick's better than Pierce. Jimmy Fingers might be the show's MVP.
No.
We got to come up with an MVP award. We really do.
He's coming back with more cash?
3 more cashes.
Oh my Jimmy!
This is the first one. He's almost to $100. The only storyline Cardona has was that 3-way angle with Eve Torres, Kane, and Cena, and he looked like a geek. As for Nemeth, he had a deal with Lana and Rusev that went nowhere but to an Ambien commercial. True.
Yep.
True. People forget Nick Nemeth started in the Spirit Squad.
Yeah.
Spirit Squad. It was one of the biggest upsets of all time. By one of the members of the Spirit Squad, Vince, ended up not only dating Tori Wilson, but they moved in together and started a business together. And I remember all of us looked, and you remember, when you look at like a 19-year-old nerd, and then he's with a supermodel, that's kind of how it was. And none of us could figure out, not Nick, his buddy.
But she was married to Billy Kidman before that.
Case in point. All right. Some women have a type.
Yeah,
Some women have a type.
Yeah.
Fingers. The only reason Meltzer brought up Rudolph against the AEW ratings is because most of Santa's elves are being pushed as main event talent.
Very nice.
Come on.
Yes,
I'm trying
Jimmy.
to stop getting heat with AEW.
Very nice.
I did so many serious things against you. Guys got to stop.
The heat's on Jimmy, though. The heat's on. Clearly, the heat is clearly on Jimmy.
By the time he gets back, do you know what was said on the Coach and Bro show? That's how it gets back to Tony Khan. Oh, really? Well, he said this about a talent wanting to go to WWE. All right. Society reviews. Hey, Vince, here's a few names you can consider for JCW. Tessa Blanchard, Elias, Enzo, Gabe Kidd, Priscilla Kelly, and Braun Strowman. What do you think?
I will give you a little, Mr. Society Reviews. I will give you a little tease. We were talking about one of those names just last week. One of the names in that list we were talking about last week.
That's very vague. That's very vague.
Yeah.
I will say that one of those names is it's funny, Vince, when guys get out of the WWE and they start to have a little bit of success and they realize, okay, maybe I don't need WWE like I thought I did. Braun Strowman is having success with his TV show, right?
Great job.
And
Great
so he went on the Burt Reicher show with the that really famous actor who's a little guy, super famous. And he was talking about how towards the end it got really, really uncomfortable, and that he just was like, we stopped with the storylines. He basically said the same thing we talk about every single day.
Yeah.
And
he's killing it on that new show. He is killing it, man. Good for Braun, man. Killing
they
it.
they re-upped for a second season.
Good for him.
And
man.
that's
Good.
where the money is. First season, very low money. Second season, that's where the money comes in. That's where the money comes in. Vince, let's go back to Jimmy Fingers. He's going to have 8 spots on the Wheel of Doom. 8 spots. Vince, you should start going back to the slick back hair. The hair is too poofy in the ring on screen. I keep waiting for Mr. Woodman to do a run.
Yeah, no, you know what?
Jimmy,
I swear to God, I hear you 100%. Because Jimmy, you know what the problem is? The problem is, Coach, I'm running around all day, and I'm constantly doing this. And by the time I get on the show, I look like Albert Einstein, bro. It's pathetic. It's horrible.
It really is. And Vince, you're representing both of us.
Yeah,
we're a team.
True.
We're a brand. We're a show
up.
that's getting really big. You got to think about me sometimes.
I got to clean myself up.
Come on. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Be better. Be better. Jimmy777, you got a spot on the Wheel of Doom. Vince, how do you approach writing lunacy when you know the shows don't air for weeks and the live crowd has not seen the previous shows? I love the show, guys. Great question.
It is a great question, man, and there's really nothing you could do. I mean, there's because even if you play a highlight reel from the previous week, that show didn't even air yet, and there were shows before that they didn't see. There's really nothing you could do. The schedule with Lunacy is very, very different from your typical wrestling schedule. Very different.
Would you say that, I don't want to put any words in your mouth, but you guys obviously have long-term goals, right?
Yeah.
TNA just got their TV deal, so they're going to be every single Thursday, which they've never had before. It's kind of here and there. But now every single Thursday, live or tape, they have a show. Would you say one of your long-term goals is to have a streaming deal with a specific night where either you go live or you do live and then tape the next week so you could go live 2 nights a month?
Absolutely, 1,000%. See, it's funny, Coach, because JCW came out of a love of wrestling from Violent J, but ICP is the money. So the way they've always done it, they've combined the two. And let's face it, JCW is piggybacking the success of ICP. But now as he's getting older, Jay's getting more serious about the wrestling product. So now he's looking at, we need to treat this like the wrestling business. And I think that's what everybody sees happening right now.
No, it's definitely catching fire. Did you happen to see the I don't know who Kevin Nash's partner is on their podcast.
Sean, what's his face? But Sean Oliver, he brought me and Violent J together because I've known Sean for years and Jay's known Sean for years. Yes.
Okay. They put you guys over like $1 million on their show this week. They really did, about the storyline driven shows. Yeah. And Kevin Nash did too, put you over. I don't know if you heard it or not,
man. But I haven't heard it yet, but that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really, really cool. All right. We've got a lot to get to because this is how long the shows go now. I've always been like, I'm never going to do a 90-minute show. I'm not Conrad.
We said that at the beginning. We did say under an hour. We did say under an hour. Yes.
But we want to respect everybody and the support that you give us. But I have a Monday Night Football show in 35 minutes that I have to do. 5 shows on Mondays, but I love every second of it. ACOS517 just saw a compilation of Booker and Goldust on YouTube, and I forgot how funny they were. Do you guys think Booker was underutilized in WWE? I got to tell you, he is a part of like 2 of certainly my favorite offsite shoot ever Booker was in, with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The grocery store? The
grocery store.
Yeah.
And it was also a little side nugget. It was the biggest sales day that grocery store ever had.
I know. Do you remember the amount? Because you said it once.
Oh, it was $60,000 or $70,000, something like that. It was absolutely bananas. They just wanted. They had a person, you couldn't see him on camera. It was hilarious. They would go around and just write, like,
Oh
hand
my!
write.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, they had the, what do they call it when you
That's
you do the
great.
inventory. So if there's like
Right.
10 things of butter, then they would went around afterwards, and if there's 3 things of butter left, they're like, all right, 7 butters,
Oh
and
my
then they
God.
rang it up. You should have seen the receipt.
That is great.
It was
That is
hilarious.
great.
Oh my God. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
You guys, go, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. It's literally the most entertaining, and it was like 8 or 10 minutes. They were exhausted when they got done, just aisle after aisle after aisle.
Coach, I got to tell you something.
What?
I've never seen it.
You've never sorry, I got something in my throat. You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Oh my God. We almost have to have we're going to start watch alongs in 2026.
Yeah.
We've got to add that to our list.
Yeah, I got to see that. I've never seen it.
Stone Cold was, and the talking they did.
Yeah.
He would see something. You know how like you'll have like a saying of a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like the commercials,
A jingle,
like
a motto.
Jingle.
Yeah.
So Stone Cold would say the jingles,
Yeah.
and then he'd smash Booker over the head with it or whatever.
That's great. I never seen it.
Oh God, it was great. Let's go to they never stop. We may have to miss some today. Trader Chris, for old time's sake, can I get Vinny Rue to sing Trader Chris, Trader Chris?
Yeah, sure, for $4.99, sure. Trader Chris, Trader Chris. Coach, I got to be honest with you. I'm standing there next to Ken Anderson during the show last night. Coach, the chants these fans are getting into, like they've lost me. Oh my Coach.
Okay. By the way, Hank thinks we have great chemistry. I've never seen it. Hank, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. And this is my favorite show to do. This bar none. It's my favorite show. And I have a daily show, by the way. And this is my favorite show. I have 2 daily shows, as a matter of fact. Let's go to Mr. Tox69. I believe Triple H is holding Bianca Belair hostage. Or
is she still not on the show?
No.
Bro, she had a finger injury. I don't understand it.
No. Oh, and by the way, tonight, Asuka beats Rhea Ripley on Monday Night Raw. And Rhea Ripley, to me, is the number 1 female, right? She loses tonight to Asuka.
Bro, how long is she's been out for
months?
A year?
Months. The only time we've seen her is during the press conference in Vegas when Nick Khan and Triple H thanked Saudi and thanked.
She was there for that. That's right. But my man,
but remember they didn't thank the talent that was standing behind them.
Yeah.
The reason people go to the shows.
Yes. Yeah.
And so they look miserable and they couldn't figure out why.
Man.
Jacob. My God, my dog's throwing up. I kid you not.
Oh
Jacob, I'm glad you enjoyed our heat waves here in Milwaukee, Vince. It was -2 or 8. That's so great. Remind me on a later show. I've got a great Milwaukee. I've got 2 great Milwaukee stories.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes. So that's a little tease for a different day. Don't have time today.
Brutal.
Our man Hitesh is back.
Yes.
Embarrassing Triple H doing territory wrestling without the psychology, personalities on the same platform as Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was what wrestling should be. Hitesh, you're the man. Tyler Balmer, one more time. I parked huge when cocaine, I think popped huge, when cocaine started a match hitting the Booger Sugar. If Coach wants to get involved, that's your guy, in my opinion. Let me just go on record as saying this. I will not be involved with cocaine.
Oh, come on, Coach. Come on.
Oh, no, Vince.
Coach,
I have a reputation.
Do you know how cocaine started with Violent J?
I have no clue.
Bro, he was doing a yellow cane, and it was cane and yellow. Then he did a blue cane, and it was blue and cane. Bro, WWE hit them with a cease and desist, bro. So then he just said, F it, I'll just go to cocaine. Yes. Yes, the WWE hit him with a cease and desist. Yes.
For what?
For yellow cane, blue cane, he hit him with a cease and desist.
But what in WWE is that?
No, he had the cane costume.
Cane. K-A-N-E.
Yellow cane. Yeah, and he was a different color cane. Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Merry Christmas, both you and Coach. Thank you so much. Who's going to be the culprit of the eventual Who Killed AEW documentary that will be made one day? This is kind of like Saudi money. His dad
Yeah.
has you
Yeah.
guys need to understand how he makes his money. He's got, I call it a cash register that never stops going. It's like Amazon. His
Yeah.
dad has a patent on car fenders. And so imagine the money that never stops. That's his dad.
Yeah.
So Vince, they could go forever, really.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
What's not going to happen? That he goes out or he goes
Yeah.
on forever?
Who killed AEW? Not going to happen. It's
he'll-
going to go on forever.
Dad will just keep giving him the money. I mean, if I had that much, I'd be like, yeah, son, as long as I'm above 10 billion, you can have whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I go below 10 billion, we stop.
Yeah.
By the way, Jaguars are, can you imagine Tony Khan on the podium at the Super Bowl with a neck thing on?
I just want to see the Roger Goodell hug. If he hugs Roger Goodell and buries his head in Roger Goodell's bosom, I may end my life at that point.
I'd be so jealous. I would be so jealous.
Man,
he wore the neck thing at the draft.
I know
he wore
he
the
did.
neck thing at the draft.
I know
Let's go
he
full
did.
circle, Vince.
Yeah,
Let's go full circle.
Oh God.
All right, a few more. Then I got. Speaking of football, I got a big Monday night game I got to get to. M. Heaton, hello, Coach and Bro. I need to know who greenlighted calling Gail Kim's finisher in TNA the happy ending. I heard it was you. Loved the show.
No, that was not me. I don't know who that was. That's a great question, but that was not me. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was the name of her finisher.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Well, she's one of my favorites, though. Sweet.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Mon Courier, you were on the Wheel of Doom. Gonna have a busy one today. Digging JCW, especially Barnabas the Bizarre. He reminds me of one of my favorite heel managers, Sinister Minister James Mitchell.
Yeah, he is so freaking good. We did vignettes with him yesterday. We might as well have been making a movie. It's a movie.
Really?
When the show airs, it's literally a movie. Yes.
So every show obviously is not live on YouTube. Who edits it? How does it all work?
Yeah, no, Joe sits there. Violent J sits there and looks at every second of every piece of videotape he has, and he's sitting right next to a video editor. Every show, Coach. Every show. Yes.
That must take hours.
It does. It does. Every show. He is so particular about the show, man. It's unbelievable, man.
Wow. It kind of reminds me of how they used to do SmackDown. When SmackDown first started, it was so ridiculous. They would tape it on Tuesdays. Michael Cole was the voice. So he would fly back on the jet, and then they would sit in the room where we did Livewire. Remember the show Livewire?
Yeah.
It was in that room, and they would literally edit SmackDown all day and wouldn't leave till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. They would have like 3 PAs go out and get them food. And then when it would air, Vince, they would sweeten it with so much crowd noise, you couldn't hear Michael Cole's voice.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But that was like the first 3 or 4 years of that show.
Yeah, man. And a lot goes into that, man. A lot goes into it. Yeah.
God bless him. Respect. Yeah. All right, a couple more. If I don't stop, Vince, they're never going to stop. I've never complained about money in my life, but this is ridiculous. You guys are freaking awesome. Hitesh.
Producer man's got to get that sound bite. I need that sound bite for my roadmaster, please. I never cared about money in my life, but this is ridiculous. Go ahead, Coach.
Hitesh, when Austin and Rock were going in like 2002, 3-ish, they should have gone with RVD and Booker T. RVD was money, but same issue is happening now with Triple H. Anytime you're talking Austin Rock, it's hard to say they should have gone away from them. RVD was awesome. But he was never a main event guy. He couldn't cut great promos.
Yeah.
Great dude, though. And I'll never forget, he was one of the guys, Vince, when we started getting drug tested, and the guy walked in, he started football and Major League Baseball drug programs. He walks in, standing next to Vince, hand goes up. Is marijuana on the banned list? And there's like 6 dudes, Coach, including RVD, that said, I'm done.
Coach, I got to be honest with you.
What?
I'm walking around backstage yesterday trying to do my job and trying to get these pre-tapes. Coach, the stench of marijuana.
Stop it.
Coach, it almost knocks me out. It almost knocks me out.
How do you not get every talent that you could possibly ever want to work in wrestling?
It's unbelievable. Like I sometimes I stop myself and I'm like, what am I doing? Like what
what is my life?
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I can't even imagine smoking weed in WWE backstage. Hey, but that's the new 2025. Let's go. Alan Olick says, Vince, is Dolph Ziggler the most underrated wrestler of this generation? Dolph is exceptionally incredible and was criminally underutilized, and there's no question.
So good.
There's no question.
So good.
And one of the best dudes, guys. He's my partner. Like, he is an unbelievable guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the stories of him getting screwed over, and he never says it that way either. It's never like, I got screwed over.
Yeah.
It's always a story, you know. So he's not a complainer by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Team Q. This is my guy Ricky from Orlando. He listens
Ricky.
to Off the Roast. Ricky, you're on the wheel of doom, my friend. Coach and Russo, aka Mr. Speed. Happy holidays, Coach, and JCW would be awesome. I agree, but Vince does not. Watched it for the first time on Thursday. I enjoyed it. Ricky from Orlando. It's okay. I mean, it's guys, you just got to understand. We put on a really good show right here, but behind the scenes, like we're at our breaking point.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets a big break. He gets back into wrestling and literally shuts me out.
Yes.
But I'm promoting his show every chance I get.
I'm ghosting the coach. Yes. Yeah. You need to sit there one day and count how many times Vince Russo likes a coach post and reposts a coach post. Count one day. Count one day how many times I do that.
Whoa. I will not sit here and let you equate free
that's true.
likes and reposts as opposed to a paying job, which is what you got with Violent J.
And I do want to say you post a lot, and I'm always looking for them.
Well, I've got a lot of shows.
I know, and that's great.
But
I
do have room for one more. Guillermo Goatee. Wow, that's a hell of a name, Guillermo.
Yeah, he's a longtime brand member. I know Guillermo.
All right. Yeah. You're on the wheel of doom. How much do I have to send for Coach to go on castrating the marks?
Oh God! If you weren't so busy, you'd have a blast.
I do love the show.
You'd have a blast, Coach. It's ridiculous.
I feel like that show's literally made for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just
you'd have a blast.
Oh God. I don't even know, Vince, how I would feel about being creatively heel coach and getting on Meltzer and all the people that I don't even know if I'd feel comfortable doing that.
You'd have a blast, bro.
I really don't. I saw the one you did today. Talking about the ratings, talking in circles. Ant the Cat. Why do you think WWE never brought NWO in as mission completed? They were presented as WWE and WCW. I feel like Vince M's should have played off of that. I don't know. I know that they planned on more, and Scott Hall, he only lasted like a week on their comeback, which was sad. It was awful. Yeah. Love the guy, but just never. Producer man, stop sending me texts. I swear to God, I'm losing my mind right now. Every time I think we're to the end, another one comes in. But it's all for a good reason. Assel Raider, guys, who would win a triple threat match between Kevin Nash, Oz, and Diesel? All the same guy. Wait a second.
What about Vinny Vegas? Four-way. What about Vinny Vegas?
That's true.
Yeah.
Vince, I think we've officially got to the first $100 person in the history of
Jimmy
the brand.
Fingers, man.
Is this 9 or is this 9 spots on the Wheel of Doom or 10? I think it's 9.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you 10 because you give $90, we'll make it a round 100. Going back to Booker T, he never got enough credit for his accent game. King Booker, had one as King Booker in WWE, but the one he had in TNA was diabolical. Vince, did you have anything to do with that?
Oh, yeah, Jimmy, I was there for every single one of them, and he used to pop me every single time he would cut one of those promos, man. Absolutely.
Speaking of pop, the thing that pops me is when I read dirt sheets and they recap NXT and they go, does anybody talent coach Booker T at all? Because it's like he's just throwing out random things. Vince, if you just he just says like 2 words.
Yeah.
Oh, check it, quack, quack. I mean, and by the way, we talk about Karrion Kross. You said on JCW you'd welcome him and Scarlett anytime. Booker T's wife is as talented as he is.
Yeah, she used to back up James Brown.
Amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
Charmel, yes.
Person.
Yes.
Yeah, Charmel.
Yes.
Charmel. That's what it was.
Yes.
All right. Last one. If anyone comes in after this, we read it next Monday. That's all I'm telling you. Hitesh. And Hitesh, you gave me 2-5, so I'm going to give you on a spot on the Wheel of Doom, producer man. Happy Christmas to you both. When Vince says no one is cool, I think Jacob Fatu.
No,
cool.
I think Jacob Fatu is cool. Absolutely, I do. I've never said he's not cool.
And he's another reason why we say SmackDown is not deep enough, because he's out hurt with a tooth issue.
Yeah.
So many guys are hurt, Vince. I don't know if they're not paying attention to us, because they watch the show. But all these injured talents, I would be sitting down going, who can we use in non-physical situations?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I would do.
Absolutely, 1,000%. Absolutely. Right? Yep.
All right. Okay. You guys are absolutely amazing. So look at this is a 1 day, Vince. Normally we do 2 days. This is 1 day Wheel of Doom.
Insane, man.
So for those of you who are new, so I'm seeing a lot of new names in the chat. We spin it up, and Vince is responsible for that. Then we put up an email. You have to email us. If you hear about it, we're not watching live, and you tweet me or send me a message, that does not fly. You will not win. You got to be watching live at the end of the show. So, Vince, the floor is yours.
All right, here we go. So, Jimmy Fingers has to be the odds-on favorite.
He's got to be. He's got 10 spots, right? I think.
All right, here we go. Producer man, spin the wheel.
Let's go. Who's it going to be? No varsity VA, by the way. Gave up his spot. He already won. He wants somebody else to win. That's being a team player. That's being a true fan. Damian Gilchrist, 4508. There is Raphael Clapp. There is the email. Send producer man an email. He'll connect with you, and we'll get it out to you just as soon as we possibly can. What an amazing last show, Vince, before Christmas.
Crazy, man. An hour 37, a bunch of donations. Great, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This show is hard to do. It costs to do. And this is our time. So you guys, we can't thank you enough for all those reasons. So here's what the schedule is going to look like. I haven't even ran this by Vince, but I'm assuming he's going to be cool with it. No show Thursday, which is Christmas Day. We'll be back Monday live. Okay. And then no show New Year's Day.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yes.
And then we'll be back to our because we're preempted on Stadium anyway the next 2 Thursdays. So we'll be back to our normal schedule the first Monday of the new year. So one more show before the new
Coach,
year.
I got to say this because you're saying that. Guys, there will be a JCW lunacy on Christmas and New Year's Day. And Coach, we blew the roof off on Thanksgiving. Blew the roof off.
Wow, so guys, you had a big audience.
Oh, huge audience on Thanksgiving. So, guys, on Christmas and New Year's Day, there will be a brand new episode, 7 o'clock on Thursday, 7 Eastern on JCW Lunacy on YouTube.
Fantastic. I'll be watching. The question is, normally you're live in the chat.
Yeah,
will you be live in the chat?
I'll sneak in there. I'll get in there. I'll get in.
I mean, by 7 o'clock on Christmas Day,
it's over.
We're tired of everybody.
Yeah, we're
tired of the food. It's over. Yeah. It's over. All right. Yeah. All right. You are the man. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas. You Merry Christmas to everybody out there, man. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are awesome, man.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. All right. That's going to do it for now. We'll be back next Monday. Again, on behalf of Vince, producer man, and everybody here at BTT Studios, man, we're loving this, and it's just growing every single day. So thank you to all of you. For Vince, producer man, I am the coach. We'll see you next Monday on the next episode right here of the Coach and Bro Show. Be safe. Happy holidays.